shiny lady, but please pardon my jargon. But you're killing me with your essence, little mama. I beg your pardon. Don't let me go feed the needy. Sweetheart, don't have me starving, baby. Later we can bargain about me making you cream. After this all black soiree with cabaret themes. Munching on calamari with caviar dreams. See my friends in this drink. You know I'm all about the cream. Culture rules everything around me. That's why she loves the king. Whispered in my ear, she wanna bang with us. Got told to get you some culture, little mama. You can hang with us. Do you know Garvey? The era of black exploitation or real history facts of our nation.
Hey,
Hi.
what's going on?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing well. Quick question. I couldn't help but notice you gracefully woman in the hole. I have to ask, are you a model?
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Oh, so you really are a model?
Yeah.
Okay, so that explains it. So you really do walk like that, just to walk like that. You're not trying too hard.
I've sort of adopted sort of a fashion walk.
Say less. Good enough for me. So I do have a question for you though. Would you like to come have a seat at the table while we actually talk about models and modeling and some of the things that you guys go through?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
Is what happened, girl, just leave it at that. All my efforts and attention, I be needing that back. Your jealous friends would twist the truth and then they feed it as fact. Every rumor that you heard, you was believing that crap. I really wanted to believe that you was smarter than this. You wouldn't fall for this.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Charvon.
It's Sappy.
Hey, Ty's here. This is another episode of
Relatable versus Debatable. Want to have a seat at the table with us?
Then grab a chair and meet us there.
Follow, subscribe, and vibe. So click that button and we'll keep the content coming. So, today's episode, as you can see, we have a special guest. Clap it up. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Faith E, and I'm a model and a dancer.
Model and a dancer.
Okay, she a professional.
So, Faith, I want you to let everybody out there know, why are we here today?
Well, I'm here to tell you guys about modeling, what everyday life has been like since I've started modeling, and also to tell you guys about this opportunity that I'll be participating in July.
So what is this opportunity that you speak of?
So it is the International Association for Models and Actors, and they put on a convention every year, and this year it's in Orlando, Florida.
Oh.
And what this convention is a chance for me to get exposure to industry professionals, agents, casting directors, and managers. So hopefully I'll be able to get signed and really get my foot in the modeling industry.
Wow.
And guess who's going to be sponsoring her? Relatable versus Debatable.
Sir.
We are the number one. Hey, it's just not working for me today, but it's cool. So, that's a great opportunity. And
it's in Florida. That's amazing.
Yeah, so we definitely look forward to helping you get there. And we're going to make that happen. So really quickly, before we get into today's episode, give them your Instagram handle. How can they reach you? How can you be seen to get even more exposure across the world?
You can follow me on Instagram at leaps_of_Faith E. And yeah, that's where I post pictures and keep up with my everyday life as a model.
All right, so before we get into the topic, today's game, still don't have a name for the game, but it's cool because guess what? She left me hanging. She left me hanging.
I never even
She
played
left
the
me
game.
hanging. You played the game one time. Everybody left me hanging today. So I'm going to play the game by myself. So the rules of the game. Sappy's going to give me one word. If I use the word correctly, I take a shot. Wait, no, I don't take a shot. I'm probably going to take a shot anyway. But if I use the word incorrectly, then I definitely have to take a shot.
So you would have to take a shot either way.
Yeah, so either way, we're going to be doing some drinking.
So we're just going to give y'all words to learn for the day because you're going to drink regardless.
Yeah.
So the word
Drink
for
responsibly.
today
Then we can all use it.
in our everyday life.
Or
Okay.
in this thing.
So the word is Empyrean.
Empyrean?
Empyrean.
With the N.
Empyrean.
Mm-hmm.
Let me type this down. I hope I spell it right.
Empyrean.
P-Y. I definitely would have spelled. I would have failed the spelling bee. Empyrean. That looked like something I've seen in music before. Anywho, so today's episode, as you all know, it's going to be based on modeling. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Faith.
Who is this?
What is the typical day like for a model? Let's talk about that.
It depends on what my job is for the day. If I'm going to a photo shoot, it looks like arriving 15 minutes before call time to make sure everything is sorted out, getting ready for hair and makeup, talking to whoever the director is for the day, seeing what the vision is, what they expect of me, and then just getting in front of the camera and having fun.
Man, okay. I like the sound of that because I'm gonna tell y'all now. When we came in here and shot this intro today, she was on it. She was listening. Her ears was open. And
She a good model.
oh, absolutely.
I better hire her.
She a model. But okay, so typically how long does something like that take? Especially the makeup portion. Does that take long?
Makeup could take about like an hour.
What?
Yeah, it depends.
Have you ever? I have a question. I'm sorry.
I think you about to ask the same
Have
question.
you ever had a bad experience with a hair and makeup artist
There we
because
go.
they didn't understand
We
just
here.
who you were,
And your skin tone.
Yes.
Now, I was about to say, let's keep it real. Because we have some white makeup artists.
Yeah, I just wanna.
They putting 12 on you and you need 8.
You know,
is that the thing?
No, I think you went the opposite.
You went the opposite direction.
No, I'm just saying.
At least you tried.
It's in numbers though, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I know those.
It's in whatever.
Sometimes it's numbers, sometimes it's food.
Sometimes it's letters. Like
Give her some of that black cherry. Yeah, to get them
Yeah.
undertones.
No,
Chocolate,
but-
raspberry,
Give her some black cherry to get them raspberry undertones. Oh, y'all see what I did there? I know a little something about makeup, y'all.
or you can just rhyme.
I can rhyme too, though. Your boy's an artist.
Anyway.
So since I started modeling, it has really been during the time of COVID.
Oh,
so
wow.
I haven't been on many sets. I do remember doing a video shoot for an educational consulting video, and I was fortunate enough to have a black makeup artist, so my good sis had me taken care of and everything was fine. So I have not experienced that yet, but I do feel like it's important to speak up
That's
in
great,
case
yeah.
something does
Absolutely.
happen,
Yeah.
but always in a respectful way, because these type of environments are like, this is their profession.
Yeah, you
So
don't
as
wanna
a
be looked at
model,
like a
you have
diva.
to try not to step on toes, but still know how to stand on how you want to be represented, because at
Right.
the end of the day, you are your brand, and what you put out is what will either end up getting you the job or not getting you the job.
I agree with that, because at the end of the day, like if someone is not, or it does your makeup wrong, like you said, that is your brand. So
That
you
is
go
how you show up.
exactly. It's not gonna look good, So, and I just same thing with Serena Williams. She just came out with the photo shoot, and she looks light skinned.
Yeah, she got too much melanin to be looking light skinned.
She looked real Michael Jackson-ish, and I don't know if you
From
guys
the
see-
neck up or like all over? I said from the neck up.
From the neck up.
Okay.
And she's like, the way she's posed, she's like, you can see everything. And it's like, no, baby, what is he doing? And I'm like, I don't think she
did that.
She didn't speak up. I'm like, girl, come on, your makeup artist should have known better.
See, and the thing is, sometimes like I've heard stories about like people come in with their face like with their base done or stuff like that because
They
never
have it.
have their color or stuff like that. So when they come in, their base is already done. Whatever they want to add to, they're just doing that, just adding, because sometimes.
That's so sad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm glad you haven't had to experience that. And I hope you never have to experience
I
that.
always do show up with my shade of foundation that I know is a really good match, just in case they don't have a shade, just so I'm prepared and not caught out here.
Yeah.
She's smart. So, quick question. So, I have to ask this stuff. So, being in the modeling world, being a black woman with locks,
Yeah.
like
I was about to
us
say the
here.
hair is the
And
biggest.
Sabi had sister locks for a good 2 years.
Tell about it because I'm about to
So
cry.
she knows the life, so does that affect you in any way, or do you think it will? Do you think it'll be a problem? Do you think they'll tell you, hey, you need to shave your head?
So being a dancer, I've already faced problems with my locks.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I was told my locks were too heavy and I had to cut them because my bun was weighing me down. But there was a Caucasian girl who had hair down past her butt, so definitely dealt with those problems before, talked about cutting the hair. I think it's just educating people. It's like, this does not come out. Having to constantly explain that my locks are permanent, and also they're a part of me. I've had my locks since I was 6.
Wow.
They're the only hairstyle that I know. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this is my hair.
Right.
So agencies, managers, whoever, like, this is me.
Right.
If if you want to represent Faithy, you have to take the whole package.
Yeah. And now with that Crown Act in effect, you know, and it's sad that we got to have a Crown Act for Black people to be able to wear their hair in such a way where it's not problematic to the things that we do for our everyday lives.
I just don't want people touching my hair.
It's sad you gotta say Black Lives Matter for Black Lives to matter. But that's another thing.
That's another
No, but that's real talk.
No, like, I mean.
We'll never understand it. But okay, so we talked about, you know, the day in life of a model. So what I really want to touch on now is, you know, when it comes to modeling, it's pros and it's cons. The good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty. You know, however you want to put it. What are some pros that you think you have gained or will gain in the future when it comes to modeling?
Modeling has definitely made me step out of my comfort zone. Being a dancer, people are confused when I say I'm shy in person, but being in person and being on stage are different, something clicks. But being a model, you're sort of always meeting people, always talking to people, and you can't be shy or else they're not going to remember you. This is an industry where you have to be remembered, you have to make a great first impression. So modeling has helped me step out of my comfort zone, which has been really helpful. Also, taking pictures is really fun. I love taking pictures. I've always had since I was a kid, and even though I just started modeling recently, being a dancer has helped prepare me for this. I've been able to transfer some of my skills from dance, such as fluidity, into being able to switch from pose to pose in front of a camera instead of
So are you one of those people that have like 2,000 selfies in your phone?
It's actually funny, I don't take a lot of selfies.
Wow.
So she got a professional to take her
She
photos.
get paid for this. First of all, if you get paid for something, you don't do it for free. Okay? Even if it's for yourself.
I was going to say, even if it's for
I
yourself.
don't fold my clothes at home.
You got it. Yo, you got it. I hear you. I hear that. Okay. All right, so what about some of the cons, though? What are some of the cons that you think may come with modeling that a lot of people don't often think about until you are in that light and then you start realizing, like, dang, this is not what I thought.
I don't know if it's a con per se, but something being in the modeling world recently that I've realized is that the back scenes, the stuff that happens when you're not on camera, is also just as important and just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
For example, trying to find sponsors for IMTA, I have been sending the emails out, putting sponsorship packets together. Since right now I'm starting out, I don't have a team yet, so it's just me, but putting in the work is also teaching me that it's going to pay off.
Yeah, okay. Well, if there's any, what are the photographers out there, you see this, and she may be looking for a team, who knows, might be able to get a good one. But, okay, so in the world of modeling and growing up, I'm going to speak for me, I can't speak for the rest of you, but whenever I heard about models, it was always the negative stigmas that come with modeling. And some of these negative stigmas are, well, one, in order to be a model, you gotta be this height or this weight. You gotta be slender. You can't. Oh, that's too much cellulite. You know. So
athletic built too much. Can't see muscle cut.
Yeah.
Can't do all that.
Yeah. And so because of that, because of the expectations behind being a model, the negative stigmas of bulimia, anorexia, what is that? Body dysmorphia, drug use. You know. Take a little bump of coke, you know what I'm saying? Help get the weight down.
I know, but a lot of people, even outside of modeling, just to look good, they've gone through extensive things just to get their body to look a specific way. So, I mean, I don't know if they be taking.
But I think that's an after of so many things. I think now so many people don't look natural that when you see other people, you're like, oh, I have to look like that. In the magazines, people are always like, oh, I have to look like that. So if you see consistently people looking very small or, different things like that, you could get body dysmorphia. It's really easy.
But it's crazy because you look at it and they don't even look like that.
Exactly, but you think they do, especially when you're
that Raven episode when she was the model and she had her personal dress and then they made her look like extra skinny and she's like, that's not even my body. And then the model that was walking in her dress was like, that's not even my body. And the model was skinny. So I just feel like I don't understand why we have all these touch up and these photo edits and all those things, but I feel like you should still have the essence of how that person looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just letting them stay true to themselves. And I think we're in a space of doing that more so often now. But it's been a long road. Like it's been a long road.
Because they've seen how, you know, especially because kids and how impressionable they are, like how many kids have been having anorexia and having all of these mental issues because they see these girls and men in the magazine and they're just like, I want to look like that. I'm going to kill myself to look like that. And they've gone far as killing themselves to look like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've had friends who I've seen them in the hospital with tubes and NG tubes because they will not eat. And it's crazy.
I feel like Degrassi touches on this a lot. Like
Yes.
a lot. Like an extreme amount in every season.
Well, I mean, Degrassi is for us, so.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So they realized there was a problem, but you know, you gotta say something before they fix something.
Yeah, so Faith, I want to ask, were you the type that just your body type naturally came into you and it's like, oh, well, let me just model? Or did you have to like really work out to say, hey, I want to really just get slender and just get to this point, but I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna eat my veggies. I'm gonna go run, work out, do my push-ups. You know, because some people gotta work to get there, and then some people are just like,
Natural.
look, it's
I mean,
genetics.
it's just natural, but you still gotta do it. You know, you gotta keep it up.
But
You still
some
gotta
people
look
don't.
good.
Or not even just like work out physically, but like
But you
mentally.
are a dancer though, so that
Yeah.
dancing like kind of helps you out.
Mentally, did you have to overcome any challenges as well or anything like that?
Dance helped me with that too. Anorexia and bulimia are also some eating disorders that we see in dance as well. So I grew up around that, and I hate to say it, but I have had friends who suffer from that, and I saw what it did to them, and it never seemed to be something that
It was worth it.
was worth it or that I even needed to do. Like I was always naturally skinnier, smaller, and dance has definitely helped. But I still I practice yoga and I do work out also to maintain my muscles for dance. But since I did start modeling, I have just been a little more like, okay, I won't always take an extra cupcake because I taught myself how to bake.
Yeah.
So some things, it's not necessarily like limiting, but just like not being obsessive.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where I could just like eat, and my metabolism would take care of everything.
Yeah.
And I was cool, plus dance. But as I've gotten over it, slowed down. So over quarantine, I noticed, I was like, ooh, girl.
Yeah, quarantine.
I taught myself how to bake
brought the
over
best out of
quarantine.
us.
So like once a week, I was making like bread, cupcakes, brownies, and I was just like, eating. And I was like, all right, okay, the metabolism's not kicking in.
I was just eating.
I think one thing about COVID, we was all just eating.
Oh, you delivering to my house? Like to my front door? I bet.
Just drop it up. I don't even have to talk to you.
Oh,
bet.
Let me tell you.
But just being more aware, because at this point it is my job, so it's not something that I'm like super aware of all the time, but knowing my limits.
Right.
Okay.
Treating myself when I want to, when I can. Because there are some times where I'm like, I don't care. I'm taking the extra cupcake.
Okay, because jobs be stressful.
And it's like obviously like around times where you're like at certain jobs or stuff, you won't, you prepare. Do you have like a preparation for that or anything?
Drinking a lot of water if I know I have to do a photo shoot, just because it helps take care of my skin and also being hydrated.
Hate
which is
water.
Great.
I love water. I
Water's-
drink like a gallon of water. Oh,
I'm
I
trying
drink
to
like a gallon of juice.
consistently.
Are you serious? How do you
so
hate water?
smart.
Water is so good.
You have to put like, if you don't like water, chop up some cucumbers,
Yes.
lemon, strawberry.
No, because
and-
that's gonna
why-
make you want some juice. Don't
So
you?
all I'm gonna do is put that in there and be like, all right, let me just add some sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't
All right,
do
now I
that.
got some Kool-Aid.
Don't do that.
That's how I tricked myself into like drinking it more. But now I like it all the time.
If you don't like water, drink it cold.
But I don't like cold water. If
Oh,
I do
yeah.
drink water, ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that doesn't make any
But
sense.
we're not here to talk about it. But all right, so something else I want to touch on, and it could be a touchy subject, but I want to talk about it because I think it's very prominent in the modeling world. Because I remember being younger and it being such a thing that was kind of like, oh no. But I want to talk about plus size models. Now, granted, you're not a plus size model, but I remember being a kid, and it's like for companies, you did not see plus size models at
That
all.
wasn't a thing.
It wasn't. But then as time progressed and, people started making their stances and it's like, yo, I'm not having it. if you're not finna put plus size women on there, then we're not supporting you no more. And of course, when you hit the pockets, then changes are made. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way, but Black Lives Matter.
But also, people got bigger. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I don't want to sound
That is
as a
the
plus size
generation.
person, people got bigger,
That's
and
true.
people got bigger than bigger.
Big,
so
big.
it's like obviously I'm not a clothing company, but when you have when you have your consumers, sizes above large, you're gonna have to start making sizes above large. And more companies are saying that it's more expensive to make larger fabrics. But when all you got is larger people, then you're gonna have to make certain kinds.
So you gotta pay that extra 3 cents, okay? And little Jim in the factory is gonna have to work. But like you guys, to make clothes, it is so cheap. Like paying that little extra money to make extra
But you also
fabric.
have to look at it like the less money you put out and the more money you make. Like Gucci, I know for a fact Gucci is not spending $1,000 to make one shirt.
100%.
no.
You know what I mean? But it's like what you get back is what you want more of that.
That's
So
fine.
if it takes me 10 cents to make a
understand.
$1,000 shirt, I love what I have left over.
But let's say you make that extra 3 cents and you make those in plus sizes. Now you opened up a whole new market for people to buy your shirt. So you're making more money than that 3 cents would have ever made. So it's like they just don't want. They want it to be like an exclusive thing. We always have like classes, and in fashion, the class is always skinny people who are fair complected.
And honestly, I would even say this, like, a lot of companies stopped selling double zeros.
Yes.
And I remember when I was younger, double zeros was the size.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like every female wore extra small and double zeros. And now you barely see double zeros and you see more extra larges, more 2X's, more 3X's. So it's just consumers, what your consumer is what you make for.
But there was also a point, like I think more recently, plus size models have become more plus size.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also a point where like plus size model meant like 6 to 8.
You remember
Like,
Takara was a plus size model, and that killed me.
Like,
She's literally just tall with boobs.
Yeah,
like Takara was not a plus size model.
Exactly.
She was just a regular size female who didn't wasn't anorexic, and she was just super tall. She had boobs. She had a black woman's figure.
She's a regular person.
Exactly,
Yes.
but they considered her like, girl, you too big.
She was like, "You're so great for a plus size model." It was like, what? Like,
And they had to throw that in there too.
yeah.
And then there was another
Oh, you're so pretty for a black
Hispanic
woman.
girl. I can't remember her
Ooh.
name. Not Ashley Graham, but it was a Hispanic girl, and she was not. I remember she was not big,
Yeah.
but she was considered a plus size model. Now today, if you said that's a plus size model, they're like, that's a normal size chick, you know. But back then, you have to think of how the sizes were.
But honestly, I also think what happened is social media had a part to play in that.
Exactly.
Because all those people who were pushed to the side and told they weren't good enough to model became Instagram models. And then they were able to, and they were able to reach a whole bunch of people and make a whole bunch of money. And it was like, bro, if we don't start including these people, we gonna be the ones who not making money. Like so, I mean, you can't really go anywhere besides.
But I think now that we're into, I really don't care whether you're small or skinny. I can visualize how the outfit's gonna look on me, so I don't order online, so the models really don't matter to me.
Yeah.
But I think now we're pushing towards more plus size models, but I think we need to be in the reality that not everyone still has an hourglass figure. Mm-hmm. And I think that what really grinds my gears is I'll go on like Shein or Boho or Misguided, and I'll see these models and they're plus size, but they look like perfect flat stomachs and everything. And I'm like, the everyday plus size women don't look like that. Yeah. And I need, the lingerie to show me how I'm gonna, look like.
But they cater into the Instagram models. So
but not everybody's an Instagram model figure. Not even
Allegedly.
Real models are Instagram model figures. Like, so, in reality, like, come on.
I think it's interesting to me though, that's how they advertise it now, because for so long it was like the straight pants and like no hips and nothing, but now you get on and you see every curve and I'm just like, when did this change?
But I don't even have a curve like that, so that's what kills me.
Hey man, but look, I love the thick women, so
oh my God.
Shout out to them plus size models, you know what I'm saying? But
road equestrian too.
Before we wrap things up though, Faith, if you had to say, what are some positive stigmas from the modeling world that you think people should really pay attention to? Because they will stick, and they are the good things that people often don't think about.
I think it's important to remember that models are still people. You see us, but like we said, the pictures in the magazines are edited. Like, that's not us, and when we put our real selves out, like, that's just as good as the edited picture. So I think it's really important to remember that we are still regular people. We see the tweets and the things, the negative comments, and that hurts. So I think it's important for everybody else to remember that, yeah, we're normal. This is our job.
They are normal indeed. All right, so with that being said, Faith, let them know where they can follow you once again and check you out to see some of your things.
Once again, you can follow me at leaps_of_faith_e, and that's where you'll be able to stay updated and follow me on this journey.
Okay, thank you for that. Really quickly, I didn't use the word. Honestly, I did forget. And I usually don't ever forget.
I always forget.
But, so I'm going to pour this shot up. Sharvon is going to go ahead and give us our topic, or not the topic, but our tip for the week. And after she gives us the tip, pause, I'll take my shot and we'll get out of here.
Okay, so our tip for the week for our DJ envies, our Tyrones, our the lighter skinned people, okay?
Our Drakes.
Who don't realize
our champagne
that
poppies.
No, he's definitely moisturized. I can see it in his pictures. Who don't realize that they need to moisturize. Letting you know now, everybody needs lotion. Yes, that means white people. Yes, that means light-skinned people. Yes, that means black people. It is a sealant to seal in the moisture that you do when you get in the shower. So once you get in the shower, you put on the lotion to seal in the moisture so you do not have bad skin. That is why we use lotion. It's also something you should do with your hair. So once you, wash your hair, the lock method, you could use, liquid, which is usually water. Oil or cream, oil or something like that, and then cream or some type of base to lock in that moisture. So seal in that moisture. That is what you need to do for all dead skin scales on your body. Okay?
I'm not having none of it. I don't.
Like he was ashy before this video was filmed.
Hey, just take a little spit.
He said
rub it on that ash.
No.
Boy, I'm good.
You gonna have them big old things that them white people be having hanging off their elbows. You know them cracks.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching Relatable.
So hey, remember, continue to have the conversations. Talk with your friends, talk with your family, talk to the models. They are still people. And with that being said, it's another episode of Relatable versus Debatable. We out.
Yo, look, this is what you pull up the scotch to. Girls lifting up their skirts like the Scots do. Don't worry about them other niggas, they not you. And I ain't faking, but the actors give me props too. Fuck a hater, matter of fact, fuck the cops too. Already got the drug routine as soon as they stop.